Hi, Lenore here, and I've gotten a couple of emails from some of you who are having a little bit of trouble navigating, negotiating the class material. So, this is what it should look like, or this is what it looks like according to the publishers when I try to look at the student view. So, here's the practice module. All your practice modules are open until November 13th, which is the last day that you can take your final exam. Here's your homework. It's due August 13th, which is tomorrow at 11:59. All your homework will be due on a Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So, let's say I'm getting ready, I've read the book, I'm getting ready to do my homework. So here's the due date. You have unlimited attempts and 100 points are possible. So you begin, and it tells us that there are 8 questions. I have 0 of 8. Continue. Here's the first question. And if you're unsure, we have a drop down. I'm going to put in the incorrect answer. Go up to the upper right and it says check my work. And when you do that, that little box will tell you whether or not your answer is correct. So an X in a red dot is incorrect. So you would go back up and click return to my work, and then you could go ahead and fill in the correct answer. Hit check my work again, and there's the green check, or a check in a green circle. Now, some of you are having difficulty here in this first, I'm going to call it your first real problem with direct and indirect and fixed and variable costs. So, your problem may not look like mine. This class is very heavily based on the vocabulary. You need to know what the words mean in order to solve the problems. So, what is a fixed cost? Well, most of you wrote in your discussion that a fixed cost, similar to a period cost, are items that don't change based on the level of production, which is correct. Things like depreciation, that's a period cost, and it could be a fixed cost if it's depreciation on the factory equipment. Variable cost in this situation for coffee would be, let's say, the coffee beans, right, for each cup. So the variable cost per cup of coffee is 73 cents. So fixed cost will always be the same no matter what the level of activity is. And in this situation, it's 2,500. So you could go ahead and put 2,500 in all 3 activity levels. The variable cost is where you need a calculation. So let me just get rid of that number. So the unit cost, variable cost per unit, multiplied by the level of activity, 1,100 cups of coffee. So $803 is the variable cost in this first one. So 2,500 is fixed, variable is 803, the total cost is $3,303. Now it's asking you for the average cost per cup of coffee. This is a simple average. Again, get your calculator out, take the total cost, divide it by the cups of coffee, and the answer is 3.0027. It says answer in 3 decimal places, so we're going to put 3.003. So let's make certain that we've done it correctly. check my work. There we go. So it's letting us know that we calculated the fixed cost correctly for all three, the variable cost correctly for the first level of activity, and the average cost of coffee, which is $3 and not quite a full penny. So that's how you go ahead and do the homework. You'll notice it says your answer is not complete. Return to the question. And let's say you're busy and something comes up and you can't finish your homework. Rather than hitting submit and having to do another attempt, just click on the upper right-hand corner, save and exit. So it lets you know your assignment's been saved. Exit now. And that is how you would do your homework. Now, if you run into trouble, one, it will always take you to where it's written in the book. So let's go back to that second question. So if you see on the left-hand side, it says ebook. If you don't remember what the fixed and variable mean, you can read about it. Go back and read about it. And mine takes a little moment. So this brings you to the page where it discusses variable cost and fixed costs. And I would suggest, if you have the opportunity, to scroll all the way down and take this box and put it in your notes. Because you can have notes when you're taking your final exam and all your other exams. So it's open book, open note. But most of you are going to get the e-text, so you won't have a physical book. So this box where it describes what goes into a product cost, period cost, conversion cost, prime cost, variable manufacturing cost, and fixed cost is very important. And if you're like me and you don't memorize well, having this note, if you actually, I don't have it on my, you could just cut this out and paste, not cut and paste, but you could cut this out, snip this out, and put this in your notes so that you always have it and you can refer back to it. So that's just a little tip. And we can close there, save and exit. And if you look on the side, the left-hand side should have your name. To do is generally what is due, and it lets you know right away what's due tomorrow. Here's a calendar. You can put your classes in. I'm not certain about results. Probably it just gives you the results. Oh, it's not going to give you anything at all. Okay, so with that said, I'd like to wish you a good night. It's 10 o'clock for me, and I hope this helps. That, Lenore out.